Welcome back for another video. In today's video we'll be running through a Gameweek 36 free hit team. It is the biggest double game week of the season, so it's a good opportunity to free hit. Failing that, Gameweek 37 will be the last good opportunity, and there'll be a video for that next week too. This draft is exactly how my team would shape up if I had the chip active. Therefore, if you can't afford the full team, we'll discuss players who can be switched to cheaper alternatives. It makes more sense to show the strongest team and discuss where downgrades can be made, as opposed to a weaker team with potential upgrades. As always, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Starting in goal, and it's Pickford. There's little to separate him and Schmeichel this game week, who both have a double game week. Everton face Leicester and Watford this game week. Perhaps the first game in particular, Leicester will rotate a bit after playing in the Europa Conference League on Thursday. Realistically, Schmeichel and Pickford could keep one clean sheet each, so there's little to separate them this week. In defence, we double up with Cancelo and Diaz from Man City. Cancelo looks a lock for 2 starts, and Diaz looks likeliest between him and Laporte, being the only right-footed centre-back. Pep prefers to play a right-footed centre-back in right centre-back and vice versa. Ake is a very capable left-footed backup, so Diaz edges it on the free hit. Trent's an absolute no-brainer on a free hit, and he should be in every draft. He's the top defender this season for expected goal involvement, and he was benched for Liverpool's last league game. Robertson, on the other hand, hasn't had a bench in, and he started in the Champions League early this week too, so he unfortunately doesn't make the cut. Salah gets the armband. He's top this week for projected points, and he came out with an interesting comment early this week, revealing that his season target was 40 goals and around 15 assists. He followed up by saying the assist tally has already been met and he needs to focus on the goals next, currently on 30 goals in all competitions. If you're chasing rank or a mini league, then there's certainly an opportunity to bet elsewhere though, as Salah will be the most captain player this game week. Saka's another very sensible pick on a free hit. The free hit chip is a good opportunity to throw in a few punts, but you need to include a few core strong players and sensible picks, which Saka is. The last 5 North London derbies have averaged 3.2 goals per game, so there could be plenty of goals, and we know Saka's on penalty duties now too. The Leeds game before that looks a great fixture on paper at the Emirates. Mahrez looks an excellent punt for this double and the triple up on Man City. He's got 24 goals and 9 assists in all competitions this season, and he scored on Wednesday against Real Madrid. He was withdrawn in the 85th minute, while some of his teammates went on to play the full 120. Over the last 4 games played, he has an expected goal involvement every 124 minutes, which is among the highest in the league, and only Salah, Saka and Diaz can beat that out of players that played more than just a brief cameo. Jota's in the draft for the Liverpool triple up, and here's why. Klopp's favoured front three appears to be Diaz, Mane and Salah. He played it in the League Cup final, he played it against Villarreal in the first leg, and he played it against Man City in the FA Cup semis. Liverpool's double game week 36 is followed immediately with the FA Cup final. Therefore, perhaps Diaz gets 1 rest in the double and Mane gets 1 rest, while Salah has had his rest and should start both. If that's the case, then Jota looks likeliest to start both after Salah. It's certainly a punt, but a logical one and a great opportunity when many aren't looking. Son completes the midfield. It's a completely stacked midfield and he needs no justification. He scored 13 more points than any other player over the last 6 game weeks, and despite a tough double game week, it could suit Spurs as a counter-attacking side. In fact, in Klopp's presser, he said Tottenham are probably the best counter-attacking team in world football right now. If you lose the ball once, they play it to Kane, and then you already know it's going to Son. The front 2 are NKETIAH and RICHARLISON. NKETIAH looks a steal for 5.6 mil, and he's putting up numbers of a forward that would cost a lot more, particularly for such a strong side. At the start of the season, he was of course 3rd or perhaps 4th choice behind Aubameyang, Lacazette and possibly Balogun. But as it's played out, he's the starter recently and doing better than Lacazette was. He's a much more direct player than Lacazette with more goal potential as opposed to Lacazette's assist potential. RICHARLISON is top this game week among all forwards for predicted points, and we've talked this week about how he's top among all forwards for expected goal involvement over the last 6. As mentioned earlier, Everton faced Leicester, who come off the back of a defeat against Roma in the Europa Conference League on Thursday night. Watford looks certain for relegation at this point too, which is the second of Everton's double. Watford haven't kept a clean sheet for 8 games now, and they've conceded on average 2.75 goals per game over that run. If you're struggling to afford this team, there's a few places that you can free up funds. Alonso is an excellent pick and he can replace one of the defenders. Pukki's 1.4 mil less than RICHARLISON, and he has a decent double game week. Norwich face West Ham, who also come off the back of a European defeat on Thursday. Smith said that the players can go and play with freedom, and we want to see that. I prefer Mahrez to Foden as a pick for this double game week, however there's almost 1 mil to be freed up by the switch if required, so that's an option too. Let me know what you think of the draft and who your eyes on for the double game week. For now, that wraps up today's video, thanks for watching. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We'll be live for a deadline stream exactly 1 hour before the deadline. See you then.